Hi everybody, here is Pam from the Paper Outpost presenting to you today my recently completed journal, and her name is Mother Nature's Logbook. And she took me a long time to finish, but I think she was worth it. I'll go over all the details, but I want to give you a flip through, and you can find the details on my Etsy site as well. But basically, she's approximately 9 by 6 by 2 by 5. She's got a big gator mouth, and that's because she's packed full with lots of vintage and handmade embellishments and ephemera in here. And she is made completely from scratch. She's made a chipboard cover, which has been collaged and aged and stressed to show a weathered look. She also is adorned with a beautiful leaf I found outside. It has been nestled behind cheesecloth, which has been aged, and everything has been protectively sealed as well. So you can touch this leaf, no problem. It's not going to crumble or crush. It's very, very firm on here. And let's take a look at her. She has little copper accents all placed all throughout her. She has a little double copper bulldog clip closure and a copper highlighted book plate with the word journal on it. Her spine is a lace spine, which creates a hidden spine effect here. And the back is a distressed paper that I made, and this has been sealed as well. And she's a hardcover. She has a beautiful dangle tassel down the side with different elements such as laces and ribbons and yarn and thread and a couple metal embellishments as well. And this is easily removable. All you do is remove the bulldog clip, and there you go. All right, so let's get inside this baby. Okay. First of all, this closure is easy to remove. You just release the bulldog clips, and off she goes. There is room to grow in this as well if you so choose. And you can also remove a lot of the embellishments and ephemera to make it more writing space available. Down the sides, she does have 5 signatures with approximately 12 pages each. And she has approximately 240 pages total, not including any of the additional artwork or ephemera or embellishments. And she has 5 tabs, and they are as follows: notes, wishes, and they all have little botanical related or flora or fauna related dangles from them, wisdom, possibilities, considerations, and ideas. Some things I thought that Mother Nature might be thinking about as she peruses the world, checking out her creatures and her plants, make sure everything is okay. I have my my birdies in the background, totally for effect. I paid them to do that because it's a nature journal that we're doing. Okay. That's my story. All right. So we go inside, and on the inside cover, we have a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4 layer pocket, which has multiple openings in it, and there's all sorts of handmade ephemera and vintage ephemera placed in here with many handmade decorations on the front, some dried flowers, butterflies, washi tape, stamping, copper accents, and here I add in all of my journals a little note explaining about the journal, different ways you can use the journal, and some ideas for the recipient. And that's signed by me. And that goes in there. I'll just put that there for now. But basically, you're going to find in here lots of extra writing space, prompts, things like that. Stay curious. All the ephemera. Here is a nutmeg and mace card. You know, she's probably a very good cook. You know, she would really know the herbs and spices very well, Mother Nature. And I made in here a floating ex libris card so that you may place this anywhere you like in the book. You might want to place it here or here or here, but I left that up to you. Okay, as we travel through, here's a little collage made with one of my pretty buttons. Ugly to pretty buttons. There you go. And the beginning of each signature has the tab. This little dangle element, it was inspired by Wendy's Journal Adventures. She uses this concept, and I really love it. I think it adds a very nice touch. Thanks, Wendy, for that. There's lots of different papers and laces and stamping and stencils throughout. Here is a flip with a little tab. There is a fabric hinge here with some stamping. And this has been collaged and gessoed as well. And then at the very back, this paper has been, coffee dyed paper has been stamped and gessoed as well. So you have more writing space there. Here's a book from a vintage plant book, or page from a vintage plant book. Here's a flower I received, so I wanted to put it in here, and it's been Mod Podged on, so it's smooth. You can put your hands over the top. It's not going to fall apart or anything like that. This is a lovely page from, I believe it's Grimm's Fairy Tales. This could be Mother Nature doing her laundry. You never know. Hey, everybody's got laundry. Another little tuck pocket with journaling cards in it and a butterfly stamp. And this is a piece of fabric for some texture difference, which has been stamped and aged. Much stamping on this page. Here's a little fabric flip. Whoop, revealing a bee, some birds, and a flower. And you'll see these throughout. Little extra note paper. It comes in a little 3-tab like that. It's been aged. Here's a little corner pocket on some dictionary paper with some more writing space on the back. All right. Some old book pages, more texture. Here's some beautiful mesh netting with some gold dots on it, stamping on some paper, and more lace. This is a fun little guy. He has a little paper clip with some ribbon on him, and he opens up like this, and it says awaken. His sides also open as such to give you more writing space, wishes and ideas, and then awaken pulls down so you have more writing space. Okay, those were very fun to make. That's all coffee dyed paper. Okay, some quotable quotes throughout. I love the way this paper came out. It's one of my favorite sheets. And here is an envelope that I decorated that has some botanical images on it, and 2 big pockets where you can tuck extra things. And in here we have some vintage ephemera, and this is a little scrap journaling card. Goes on there like that. And we're still recording? Yep, okay. Here is a vintage letter with an old, a vintage envelope with an old vintage letter inside, and you are welcome to explore that. Looks like it was probably 1893, this letter from Franklin Falls. Okay. That might give some clues as to what else she was doing around the block other than managing the flora and fauna. There's a key, some more lace, stamping, more coffee dyed and baked papers. Lots of little inspirational note tucks in here. A little extra bling. More florals. Some inspirationals from a children's book. This is a flip over. It goes from one side to the other just to give you more writing space. And here's a lovely vintage photo of a lady carrying some sticks. This woman, you know, she gets down to business and gets the job done. There's no messing with her. Yep. And here's a little extra writing space. You can pull that off. This is a Victorian die cut. I believe this opens to reveal who came by to visit. Mother Nature. What was she doing? Okay, and here's another lovely picture of just a scene in a brook. Very old picture. And so throughout here you're going to find extra notebooks and lots of inspiration to give you ideas of what to write. Wisdom. She loves wisdom. And music. She loves music as well. There are many vintage stamps throughout. Here is a beautiful set of mushroom stamps collaged onto a very distressed vintage paper or coffee dyed paper. And back here I did some eco printing with some plants, some local plants, and put that in here for you for some extra texture. It has a nice feel to it. It's on watercolor paper. This is a paper ribbon that I made going down the side and a collage at the top. Let me, oops, sorry, zoom in just a little bit so you get a closer look. Okay. Some dictionary, old dictionary pages. Here's a bee. Here's a lovely lady with the swans. Very beautiful. And some extra writing paper. This is a fun little guy. I'll get him in shot here for you. But this is extra writing paper basically, and what he does is oh, I can look at fancy here. Woo! Yes. So some coffee dyed paper with some stamping, and then there's a big note card on the back here, a journaling tag. I just sewed the front so you can write as well there. Okay. All right, we'll do that later. Okay, so here is some beautiful vintage ledger. And some more vintage ephemera and stamps. Here's a belly band. We got a picture in here. Some nature scenes. Not sure what that is, way over there. Huh? Can we see it? Not sure. Okay. Could be a tree, could be a person in the field. Guest check, some more journaling papers for you. Some more stenciling, and here is a little fabric and paper place. You can write on the back of this. It has great texture to it. Some more Edith Holden pages, extra writing space with the word leaf on it. Some vintage Victorian advertisements from days gone by. Some pictures of bees. Tree stencil. And here's a big handmade removable pocket. And it has some goodies inside for you to check out as well. A library catalog card and a notes tab. This could also be a bookmark. Okay, possibilities in the back. There are many little ribbon tied or cloth tied paperclip adornments here. Oh, I hear my parrot eating the kitchen. We have some quotable quotes and beautiful pictures of botanicals and insects and birds. And here are more little tuck spots for you to to journal on. This has some embossing with glitter. Tracing paper that has been distressed and stamped. More writing areas. Here's a it's a flashcard. And here's a tag in a belly band. Bird. Here's a little tuck with a little bunny on it. You can write on the back there. Handmade. An old recipe. Honey milk balls. That sounds good. And an old library card. And a little manila envelope style decoration. Okay. Here is, well, you know, Mother Nature had to tuck some funds in somewhere in case she had to buy some, you know, something for nature. And this is some Venezuelan money for inspiration. And this is cool. This is like a very little glassine bag. It was yellow in color and I distressed it with coffee dye and I thought it came out really cool. And this is a tuck spot and this has an alteration tag in there for more writing. Oops. There we go, get you centered. Here I put in another one of the flowers I came across. These are actually rose petals that I made a new pansy out of. Just call me Mother Nature. And then I Mod Podged over it, and it is going to go in here nicely. And some lace, and a glassine bag with a little tag in it. And these are what I call tearaways, just sewn together and give you an option of, you can either leave these as is just for textile texture touch, or you can tear them away and add them to different parts in your journal as you see fit. Here's another one of these little trifold flips. And this is a beautiful postcard with a fairy on it. And a little flip card, more writing space on the inside. Here's a little handmade envelope I made out of a botanical vintage page. Got some journaling cards in there. All right, some sari silk coming down the side for texture, and some lace on this side with the stenciling. This is actually from a children's drawing, and I just added that in there over top. I put my art over top of that just to use it to mimic clouds. Here is another little journaling card and a bookmark. Here's an upper and lower folded book page, and here's a nice little journaling card inside there with some washi tape and stamping. And this little guy is a pretty little card that I made, words to inspire, on the back. Give you another little prompt with some lace on the top, and this is a handmade paper clip. Well, the paper clip isn't handmade, but I made the little topper and put that on there. Go me. All right. Another journaling card, some more distressed pages and stamping. Trying to keep this in the center. Okay. More tracing paper, distressed. Here is an envelope. It has some little goodies inside. And there's some stamps, and I believe those are Russian tickets, bus tickets, I believe. And some more vintage papers, lots of vintage papers and coffee dyeing in here. Extra writing space. Bunny page, and here's a beautiful butterfly. Edith Holden. Another collage. Try to make things as different as possible, so there's always something unique. A little collage here. Something different to find as you go through. Or I was working on it yesterday. I might have a few little glue spots. I'll make sure those are all clear. More hand stenciling and dyeing of pages. This is a cute little accordion extend-a thing. Extend a thing. Yes. Very official. Oh yeah, I was obviously working on this yesterday. Okay, but anyway, there are extra writing places in here for you as well. Okay. More writing space, more aged papers. All things different and unique going through. Here's a little booklet I made out of some extra coffee dyed paper, Never Give Up. These lovely little girls on the front. They're so cute. Remind me of growing up. Good times. Those were good times. Yep. Extra vintage writing paper in here. And big, beautiful weather tag, I call it. As you know, she's Mother Nature, and she controls the weather too. You know, not nice to fool her. Kaboom. All right. Okay. So, little flip up there for extra writing. Some more foliage from my yard. Mod Podged in. And here's a little tab at the top. Yep. Another inspirational quote and papers. There's a lot of papers in here, a lot of places to write and journal and put your ideas down and tuck your favorite things away. Lots of different little metal things to give you ideas as well as you go through. Here's another little tearaway. This is entirely made of tissue paper. I thought that was kind of neat. Good feel to it, to contrast with the stiffer, thicker cardboard of this with the tree print. Another little notebook for you to write in. Chili, and this has a pretty back. I wanted to show you using up some scraps here, but I thought that was really cool. It's very fun. I love to use scraps. When, of course, everything is a scrap eventually. Oh, here I made these the other day. some playing cards with some dried flowers inside and sewn around, just for fun and inspiration. I believe this is from Artie Mays, I want to say. She has some beautiful things on her site. Love all this authentic written vintage handwriting. Looks like from the 50s. I'm sure she was figuring something out very important there, like, you know, cloud and star alignment formation. I don't have no idea, but it sure looks very important. These are fabric, actually. These are upholstery fabric, and I thought it was so pretty, and they had some beautiful botanicals on there, so I added those as well. Little belly band here with some journaling tags, and another little journaling flip up. More birdie pictures. So lots and lots of nature of all different kinds in here. And in the center of every signature, I've also attached a little metal charm, something representative of the Botanica and the Animalia. Here's Bug. Another little place to write some notes. Secret ones to self or others. Checks and deposits, very important. She has to make sure everything balances in nature. More distressing, more vintage papers and dried flowers. But dragonflies, more papers for writing. And this is my little character. I call him Yoga Bunny, and he may appear periodically throughout journals. I figured he fit well in the nature journal of Mother Nature's Logbook. And we're on to the last signature. It's a little bit of my artwork I put in here, some handmade watercolor. This is the original. And here is a fancier belly band with a paper collage strip across it with a notebook and a page from, I believe it's a Tom Sawyer book. Oh, Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, that could be it. Yep, let's see. Yep, that's it. Huck Finn. And I checked it. It's okay. The Creeping Fig, little notebook, more writing places, little paw prints. Gotta have paw prints in Mother Nature's Logbook, right? Absolutely. Positive living inspirations. Gotta keep happy even on the rainy days, right, Mom Nature? MT. So. And we're getting to the end of the book. Oh, here's moss. One more of those. More writing pages. And all sorts of decor and design as you go through. Never know what the next page will bring. And we are getting very close to the last. Are we there yet? Oh. Here's some handmade paper that I made a few years ago. I decided to put that in here. I thought it went well with the theme. Mother Nature approved. Some big journaling card. Some birds. And here's nope, we're not there yet. Okay, and now we are at the very back. Okay, and so there's the very back. There you go. And this is Mother Nature's Logbook, and she is available on my Etsy shop for sale. And I will put the link below. Yep. And if you liked her, please give a thumbs up. And I'm happy to talk with you about her. Or if you have any questions, let me know. She's for sale on my Etsy. Thanks, folks. Have a great day.